use my laptop.
No
Just trying to get
worry.
on my laptop here. Huh. Weird.
No worry.
Okay, I'm here. Welcome.
Awesome. Awesome. John, I'm super excited to introduce you to everybody that I know in Houston. Woo, woo, woo.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
So, John, congratulations. I just saw the announcement yesterday. Your team is number 4 in Canada when it comes to production.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
something to celebrate, but it's good. It's good. I'm happy.
Awesome, awesome. But yeah, super excited to have you on the call today. So if you don't mind, I just gonna ask you a lot of open-ended questions, and then I know that with your experience, your expertise, especially a small focus on team building, you're gonna have so much nugget to be able to share with everybody.
Yeah, I hope I can bring a lot of value. And if nothing else, I'm going to share with you my mistakes that I've made in the past that I can help you avoid. So I'm excited about that.
No, that is amazing. Thank you, John. But John, let's just go back in the beginning. How did you start in real estate?
Yeah, so 2006 is when I started in July, and the first 6 months of my career, I did 2 transactions. And I thought that was pretty normal. I made $2,500 and immediately I was broke. And 2007, I was 27 years old. I had a lot of friends coming into the market. So they hired me as their realtor to purchase their first home. So I did 17 transactions in my second year, first full year in real estate. And I made $104,000. And I went out and bought an X5 for
Oh
$89,000.
my God.
Yeah. And I was about 15 grand in debt. And then 2008 came around. The sales were no longer flowing. Somebody shut off the tap. I didn't know it, but it was going to be called the Great Recession, right? And so I was $80,000 in debt, had nowhere to go. I couldn't pay off my debt by going into what I did in university, which was psychology. So I would be a social worker earning $30,000 a year. I wouldn't be able to pay my debt back for many years. So I
Wow.
decided to just stick it out, and I hired a coach in September of 2008. And even then, I didn't do a sale for 6 months. But during
Wow.
that 6 months, I was given the how to, I was given the accountability, I was given the encouragement, I was given scripts, I was given the whole system on how to sell. But I just had to put in the work. But nothing happened for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, March 2009, I did my first transaction. And after I did my first transaction, I never looked back because I never wanted to feel broke again. I never wanted to feel behind again. I never wanted to feel desperate again. And so I just kept my head down for the rest of the year. And for the next 10 years, I worked 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days.
Wow.
I became a master at handling objections. I became a master at prospecting. I became a master at consistency. And I became a master at mindset. So by 2016, I was selling 149 homes in 1 year as a solo agent, earning
All
over
by
$1 million.
yourself? Wow.
So I had two showing agents that were showing my property. So we don't have lock boxes here in Greater Vancouver. And how we did showings was the listing agent would go and open the door for the buyer's agent and their clients. So I needed two showing agents to do that for my listings. And then I had two admin as well. So
Oh,
did
wow.
149 that year, and then I started to burn.
Oh, he got clicked out.
Here we go. Okay, now I'm finally on my laptop. That took a while. So
Yeah, you look way better, John. Here we go. Now we
yeah, okay. And then I started to burn out, doing 10 years straight of 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days. My wife hated me, and luckily we were able to have one child then in 2018 by accident, really. And then she still hated me. So we were working on our relationship and working on really scaling my business without being in the business all the time. So I was starting to work on my business. And in 2019, I found the model for EXP. Then I started to build residual income. I started to build equity. And so by 2021, end of 2021, I made the decision because my revenue share exceeded my selling income and exceeded my, not my selling income, sorry, but but it exceeded my personal expenses.
Ah,
So then that's when I decided to step out of going on listing and buyer appointments at all. And I had a lot of time bought back. I leveraged my business. So I started to work in 2022, starting from then, 4 hour days, 4 days a week. And then in 2023 was when I said, I got to get back into the grind a little bit. And then I had the honor and privilege of serving as the first president of EXP Realty Canada for 1 year. I was flying 3 to 5 times a month and, really promoting and the expansion of EXP Realty Canada. I believe that I did that. When I got in, it was at 5,600 agents. Now we're at 7,200 and are on our way to 10,000, and that's our goal. We don't have a lot of agents in Canada. There's a total of 170,000 agents. So our goal, Glenn's goal, was always to get to 20%, and that's what we're gunning for. But that's essentially the journey in a nutshell. But obviously, through all those years, 19 years now, is the ups and downs, and happy to share the downs, happy to share the ups, what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me during this whole journey.
wow, John, thank you so much for sharing your story. I don't even know where to start. So impressive. But let's talk about the mindset real quick. You're doing prospecting when you're a solo agent. What is so a lot of us here, we actually generate lead in a different way. I don't believe anybody in the call that do prospecting except Mike. There's a guy named Mike in the call that do prospecting. So what is the mindset? What do you have to prepare yourself in order to, I would say, hit the phone and keep on prospecting, listing appointment? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, in 2008, I started to prospect. I didn't even know what prospecting meant. I didn't even know I had to. I just waited for business to come to me. But then, literally, I remember day one. Back then, there were landlines in my office. So I picked up the landline and I dialed, right? And then I would hear the phone ring and then I would hang up. And I was like, okay, I'm done for today. And then the next day, I would dial the number, hear the phone ring, and then someone would pick up and say, hello, and I would hang up. And progressively, I got to actually say, hi, my name is John, and I would hang up. And then the next day, hi, my name is John. We just listed this property, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. It's 1,000 square feet listed for $620,000. And I'm just wondering, who do you know that would like to move into our area that I can help? And I would hang up. Right. And then I would do 5 contacts, 9 contacts. Progressively, I would start to do that. And the intention was to set appointments with sellers, with homeowners. Right. And so by the time 2009 hit, I had decided that I was going to become a listing agent. That was my whole gig, was take more listings, take more listings, take more listings. Right. And I did that by simplifying the whole process. Today, you have a million choices. Back then, it made it very simple because all I had to do was talk to expired listings for sale by owners, just listed, just sold calls, and call my own past clients and center of influence, family, and friends. That's all I did. These 5 sources made my business. And I would say up until 2016, that's all I did. And I did 149 deals.
Holy moly, yeah. I think you bring up a really good point, John, a lot. We have so many options right now, social media, there's this and there's that. But back then you only have 5 options and you have to pick 1, 2 out of 5, and that's it. 3 out of 5, that's it.
Yeah. And I would suggest that agents these days only pick 3 to 5 sources to really talk to. And don't think about prospecting as a bad word. Don't think about lead generation as, ooh, I don't want to do that. It's simply having conversations with people, talking to more people, exposing yourself out there as the real estate agent in your community. That's all there is to it. If you just think about it like that, it might simplify it for you. And it's not such a bad word. If it were up to me, I would say, you know what? Prospecting solves all your production and recruiting problems all the time. If you're not prospecting, you're not in the real estate sales business. We are in sales, right? So don't make sales a bad word. Don't make taking listings a bad word. Don't make, would you sign the contract? Would you sign the listing contract? Please, bad words. It's okay. Don't be ashamed of being a real estate agent. Don't be ashamed of being in sales.
A question for you, John. How do you shorten the time so much when you build rapport with people, right? Because let's say if you call me I don't know you, how do you shorten that time? Because like for me personally, it takes me a while to get to know you. It takes me a while to get to know all my clients. How are you able to shorten up that time and then bring it into the business, if you will?
There is no shortening the time. It just depends on what the client's trying to achieve. You know, if you talk to more people, you're going to find people with short timing. You're
I
going
see.
to find people who are longer timing. Some people expire listings, they'll be like, you know what? I'm not listing for another year now. It's just plans have changed. So that's not an objection. That's a condition. Condition is something that you cannot do anything about. Objection is simply an unanswered question in the mind of the prospect. So an objection you can actually handle. A condition you cannot. But I do more numbers on a daily basis, so I can find the most motivated sellers and buyers who had a short amount of time that they wanted to transact.
I see.
Okay, so you can't shorten the time for people. You're not that powerful in convincing people to sell when they don't want to sell. You're not that powerful. You're out there trying to dig through the dirt so you can find the gold.
I see.
Don't
So
overcomplicate it. You're not that magical. Just
yeah,
trust me on this.
yeah. So you go to your deck of cards really fast to find the ace.
You have to.
I
That's
see.
all. That's the game. That's it, the game right there. Playing the numbers game. So when you play the numbers game, your numbers will get better and your ratios will get better. It's only playing the law, the universal law of averages, the universal law of numbers. It will bound to get better.
I see. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Mike, I hope you're taking note here. I believe that John is talking directly to you right now. I have a team member and hey, I want to do cold call. I want to do prospecting. Mike, I hope you're taking note. John is dropping so many amazing nuggets right now. So let's move on to the second part of the call. When did you start to form a team? A lot of solo agents, eventually they form a team, and a lot of the people in the group here, right? They just starting to form a team and they run into a lot of challenge as well. Could you share your process of when did you start to run a team? What problem you run into when you're just starting a team, and how do you grow your team up to number 4 in the country right now?
Yeah, thank you. So I started a team back when I sold 149 homes. I was like, there's no way I can go beyond 149 without building somewhat of a team. So in 2017, I did 137 transactions with a team of 3 agents. And then 4 agents in 2018, I only did 99. I was like, wait a minute, I have more people and I'm doing less deals. What's up? It's because I'm trying to be in production and train my agents and then coaching them and helping them find resources and leads. It took away from my own production.
Yep, that's the problem that everybody is running into right now.
Yeah. So it's okay. How do I systemize? How do I scale without taking my production away? You're going to have to go through that grind. So 2019, when I joined EXP, I had 7 agents from 4 to 7. Okay. And that year we did 110. So it started to go back up again. And then 2020, I started to do 132 deals in 2020, get back up again. But my own production decreased. Okay. So then I had to deal with a little less net income, but then transactions went up. But as you scale, your GCI is going to go up, your net's going to go down.
Oh, so that's a bullet.
You're my highest year as a solo agent, fully declared as a team 2019, but 2018, I made 1.48 million.
Wow.
4 agents, but they weren't doing shit. Sorry. But here's the thing. They were eating off my crumbs of my deals. That's not a real team leader. That's all about you. It's all about my ego. Okay. But that year I netted 1.2. I netted 1.2. I was never able, guys, if you want to build a team, you're never going to net as high as you are as a solo agent. Never again. Unless if I want to net 1.2 again and I'm out of production, I got to go to 10 million. That's only a 12% net profit after all your expenses and after all splits. And I'll tell you, last year, see now, because my revenue share is so good, last year my revenue share was 710,000. But my team, my GCI was 3.8 million. I took home to me 1.202. Guess what my expenses were? 1.2.
No way. You have
I
that
had a
much?
$20,000 net profit.
Is that much?
I can't even go put a down payment on any condo. I could probably put a down payment on a car.
Wow.
Okay. You can't do anything with that. But here's the thing, because I built up the revenue share group, that was okay. But it's still, I want to improve that. But I'll tell you, 65% of all teams in North America lost money in
Wow.
2024. So I'm fortunate to actually have a little bit of a net profit. What you guys are doing right now, I think if you are still young, you're hustling, you can physically do it, be a great listing agent. You can afford a team manager to manage your team so they can go out and hustle just like you. You can keep a high net, but don't go beyond 15, 20 agents. It's going to rack your brain. It's going to eat your brain, and you are going to fail miserably. If you're a high level listing agent, no team manager, and you want 20 agents, good fucking luck.
I did
Does
not.
that make sense? Yeah. So my highest year of being out of production and having the highest net was 2022. 2022, first year out of production, 3.8 million GCI, 3.811. I took home 1.5 and my expenses were 700,000. I netted 800,000. I'm like, this is it. I've made it as a team leader. Okay.
Yeah.
Next year, when I stepped into the president role, 2.9 million GCI went down like 900K, and I took home 750. My expenses were 600,000. So I netted 150. I'm like, oh, this is not cool. But I had a team manager. So that means that I'm basically out of all the day to day. Right now, I only show up for my team when I want to. I don't actually have to be there because I do one leadership meeting for my team, half an hour each week on Monday. The rest of the stuff is taken care of by Axel. It depends just how much you want to be in your business at that point, but you have to have built enough residual income elsewhere or ancillary income elsewhere for you to step outside of your team. But if you love selling real estate, keep being a great listing agent, have a team manager because you can afford it with this high income of listing property, and then have 10 to 15 agents. And that's all you need to become a top producing team here at EXP.
That is amazing. So let's talk about your organization model real quick, because I was able to pick up that you are the team leader, but actually you have a team manager, right?
Yeah.
So that's very different from a lot of us right here. The team leader is actually the team manager as well.
I was,
Yeah.
but then I had to step out of that role of team manager because I became the president of EXP Realty Canada, which was a blessing in disguise for the team because once I stepped out of the manager role, my team actually grew in numbers, not in net income. But the market also went down as well. So it was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like you got to build up the revenue share or some sort of other income for you to step outside of the team. If you enjoy selling real estate, don't even think about getting out of production. Keep selling real estate because that's the highest net profit for a real estate agent is you listing homes at a high level.
Yep. So could you walk to, again, the human resource, if you will, right? You have a team manager, you have your team leader, which is you, the team manager. What is the structure look like? Is that an admin? Is there a VA? Just people.
Yeah. So me, which is out of pretty much a day to day. And then we have the COO team manager, which is Axel. And then we have a main admin who's been with me for the last 13 years, Renee. And then I have an admin that supports Renee, which is Michelle. They're both physical. And then we have 2 VAs in the Philippines supporting those 2.
I see.
Yeah. And then the rest are agents.
Awesome. And what is the lead gen model look like right now for your team? Does the team manager train everybody, the agent, or do you actually buy lead for your agent?
Yeah, we buy leads from Ylopo. And right now we have a platform called Home Baba, which is like a Canadian Zillow, where they provide you leads. They don't take anything up front. We get to convert them and then they take 25%. But beyond that, we're more coaching the agents on how to do what I did, which is what I'm good at, right? Like past client center of influence, expired listings for sale by owners, open houses, just listed, just sold, and then do your online leads. We don't give you a lot of leads because from what we see on the back end, nobody calls them anyways.
I see.
They'll call them 1, 2, 3 times and give up. And these online leads, they'll take 15 to 18 contacts before you can set an appointment or actually get them to meet in person.
Exactly.
Right. So, yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
it's not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect.
It
I'm
is-
far from perfect. I just fail miserably faster than a lot of people.
This is, by the way, John, thank you so much for sharing stuff that is, I would consider so authentic, right? A lot of people, they look at top team producer, they think that you very hard to reach, but thank you for coming here again and share with us a lot of your struggle. This is just eyes-opening for a lot of us. So guys, May, Kai, a lot of team leader in my group. If you have questions for John, he's a busy guy. He got 10 minutes for you guys. This is gonna be your chance to open up your mic and ask John a lot of questions. So Kai, you have any question for him? I see that you texted.
Yes, I do. Hey, John, thank you
Hey,
for
Guy.
being with us. Quick questions on is there some sort of overlapping between your support between the sales team and the rep share group? Your admin team, the manager, do they help with the rep share people as well, or only strictly for the sales team?
You know what? Axel actually takes care partial of my revenue share group. He does do some work on that end. My retention plan for him is, so I pay him $6,000 a month plus 2.5% to start on each and every deal each month, but it tiers upwards to 5% if we do enough deals per month. Okay, so that he gets a salary and a percentage. Okay, and then I slot people under him.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
So then
From the
he gets to
self-production,
build.
and he
Yeah.
gets
So
the
anybody who
revenue.
comes through the team now, because I have 41 FLQA and 71 FLA, I'm starting to slot people under him. And now, whenever people from the team brings in people to the team, they're not in the same line, but now with co-sponsorship, we're linking them. So then Axel will get a piece and that agent will get a piece, and Axel is super happy. $6,000 isn't a lot every single month, but the opportunity is huge, right? So then I'm doing that for him. So then he will have an incentive to help people in the revenue share organization as well. Does that make sense, Kai? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that, John. A lot of our team leader, one of us here, they have mega team. Kai also run the team, right?
Yeah.
All of us, they struggle between spending the time between the actual production team and the rev share team, right? I have a lot of instance where people say, oh, because I'm not in your production team, I don't get anything out of it, so I'm gonna quit. So how do you balance your time between that?
Yeah, it's never perfect. It's never perfect. And you try to do what you can. So for our team, we have 5 calls a week, right? And then for our revenue share group, we have 7 training calls a week.
So it's actually more than a team.
It's actually more than a team, but like the buy-in is horrible. I have 1,300 agents, 20, 30 people ever show up to those calls anyways.
Yeah.
So then, but you have to have it because retention is everything.
Yep.
So get this. I'll just tell you how miserably I'm failing, okay? I have 1,332 agents right now in my revenue share organization. I have 1,108 people who have left me in the last 6 years. That's almost 1-to-1 ratio.
That is crazy.
The fuck? And you think rev share is easy. Oh, yeah. You get your agent in, and then the next year they leave. You're like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with me? You know what? Shut up and go and recruit, okay? Listen, that's the revenue share game. You just have to recruit and retain more than you lose. That's just the name of the game. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. But each and every agent, I build a relationship with them. The numbers game is a numbers game, but each and every person, either clients or our agent on the team, we have a relationship with them. So relationship driven when they're in here, and then prospecting is numbers driven on your mindset. Mike, that's for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think a lot of us, like me included, we get fall into the manager game, right? And then we stop prospecting and we stop growing the group. And then all of a sudden you see the shift and then you wonder what is wrong. But you have to keep prospecting and you have to keep growing the group.
Hey, we're going on a bull run from 2025 to 2030 for EXP Realty. Okay, we're going to go back to exponential growth. You need to talk to 2 agents per day, 10 agents per week, and 40 agents per month. If you want your revenue share group to grow, that's all there is to it. It's just talking to more people. And for Mike, if your production is low, go talk to more people every single day. If your bank account balance is low, go talk to more people every single day. The only reason why I'm feeling anxious about my lack thereof of my production or the money that I have in my bank account is because I'm not taking enough action. See, I'm too busy to be worried. Too fucking busy. I can't think about my lack of money because I gotta go and service the people that I have or go find new people to service.
No, I love it, John. You keep stuff really simple for all of us.
Well, I hope I've done. If nothing else, guys, fail forward, fail fast, fail often, and just know that the struggle is real. And I'm right here with you. I'm here to support you. I've been there. I've been slapped around and eaten shit for 19 years and still like the taste of it. It is what it is. And I'm here to eat shit with you for the next 20 years to come. Let's go.
Let's go, John. And talking about co-sponsorship, right? John Tsai is gonna be your amazing co-sponsor in Canada. So if you are attracting any agent in Canada, please plug him in with the co-sponsor model, which we're gonna announce in April 1st. The war is the opportunity for you, right? Think about partnering with John, right, to co-sponsor an agent and then help you two together, help growing that agent. I cannot wait for the announcement on April 1st. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. And just hit me up on IG or DM me or text me or work chat me anytime. I'm always happy to help. And again, I only work 4 days a week, 4-hour days, and the rest of the time I'm open to help people. I'm going to be available for you guys. Huey, thank you for having me today. Amanda, it was good to see you. Kai, Sydney, Loretta, whoever. And Mike, a lot of you not on camera. That's okay. But I hope you guys got some value today. And once again, reach out to me if you guys need anything.
Yep. And I cannot wait to work out with you the next time we met.
Let's go. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. That is